Sequilibrium, sequilibrium. Two guys sound like they're sucking helium. Sequilibrium, sequilibrium. Sitting on their freaking bums.
That's all I got is my knowledge for the thesaurus words. Johnny Five, are you still alive? You grew up hearing Johnny Five's alive, right? Like as a repeated thing all the time, and it was in connection to Short Circuit.
Yeah.
They didn't say it at all in this movie, in the first Short Circuit. Except
Johnny Five did.
until the end, but he doesn't say it in like a celebratory Johnny Five's alive, or like, you know, like how we were saying it when we were younger.
Yeah, it was more like Johnny Five is alive.
I mean, it's almost like the Luke, I'm your father versus the actual line being, no, I am your father.
Yeah, which I always found fascinating.
So is this a Mandela effect where, because Short Circuit 2, in my opinion, is nowhere near on the same pedestal as the first Short Circuit. So in Short Circuit 2, do they say Johnny Five is alive numerous times to where we repeat it numerous times? I can't remember. I've watched it maybe 3 times.
My God, I am so excited to find out.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's something so deep in Short Circuit that you're that excited to find out. I'm excited to find out how much further they take this brown face on Fisher Stevens in the second one. Hello, Sequilibrium, sequel fans. This is Sequilibrium. Welcome. My name is Mike.
Chad.
And Fisher Stevens apologized for his character, Benjamin. I don't remember his last name, but he's portraying an Indian character, a very obvious Indian character. Almost, I mean, it's nowhere along the line of Hank Azara's Apu. You know,
oh, yeah.
Where it's like almost like he gets a pass from that. I wonder if the community's like, you know what? He does a great impression. Let him have it. But this is just so bad.
Or it's just undeniably funny, too. It's probably
dude,
part of that.
Dude, it's so bad. Like, I don't know words. So I'm going to say, instead of bulldog or whatever, bull dike doesn't hold water. Yes, I get the joke because a dike holds water. But bull dike?
Just to be clear, I'm talking about Apu, not...
Oh, I'm talking about this guy. Yeah, Apu. I'd love to see Apu say that to Marge or something. Or not Marge, but her sisters. What were you saying about him?
I don't know, but I did find it interesting when you showed up today.
Yeah, on time.
A few minutes early.
Yeah, and it's snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those times where I was in the middle of dishes. And
yeah, I had knocked twice. Knocked twice.
And he waited, what, 10 seconds between knocks?
Dude, I'm a fucking impatient dude, man. I know how big this is. I know you don't have far to go.
Before I lose track, you walked in.
Yeah, I walked in.
The movie was playing.
Yeah.
You said, fuck, this is such a bad movie. And I thought to myself, oh, really? We're going to have difference in opinion on this movie.
I mean, we're definitely going to have lots of differences of opinion in this
And then
movie.
I looked over, and I saw your gaze at the television, and you had this look on your face of both disdain and intrigue and maybe some nostalgic love. And I feel that same way. And you turned to me and you said, well, maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, it was at the part where Johnny Five was fighting the other robots, and when he throws the mud onto the other, I'm going to say robot, by the way. I'm going to try to say robot the whole time. When he throws the mud on the other robot, and the robot's like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's just fucking mud. You don't have the same type of reaction as Johnny Five, who was alive, would if he had mud thrown on it. This is a robot who's following a program. He would not be thrown off course, aside from not being able to see where he's going, And so that's, to me, is annoying, but it's also adorable at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad that from what I remember, part 2 sucking so much that this could have been a really fun series of watching Johnny Five evolve. Stephanie says he's only 4 days old. How fucking rad is it going to be to see him like learn more and become more human.
Yeah. Him flipping through the books. That's so cool.
Yeah, it happens a lot in the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been rad. But then at the same time, there's so many just so stupid. Like, I mean, Schrader or whatever, the bad guy, the general type of character.
Yeah.
That's fucking Harris from Police Academy. He's in fucking Mannequin. So basically, and then the Howard. That guy's such a weasel. He's in like so many of these type of roles that it goes from like this really cute coming of age maybe story of a robot like learning to be human to like a fucking slapstick mannequin type of movie at the same time. So then you're like, oh, it's an hour and 40 minutes long, and then it's like that's an hour too long because of all the shit that's implanted in there. Like I get there is nostalgia feeling because I used to watch it at my Uncle Benny's house. He's like the only one who had it, so that's the only time I ever watched it. But watching it in a different type of way is like this is so bad. I do love the Gutenberg and Ali Sheedy. Like I love how like childlike Gutenberg is in this.
The relationship doesn't evolve very
Not
naturally.
at all.
Just all of a sudden they're making out.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
It's like, where'd this come from? And
Like-
Five's like, hey, you want to...
They see each other and they're like, and he's like totally on the fucking spectrum. And he's got Peter Pan syndrome. And then she's got this trouble with dudes. Look at the fucking jabroni that came over to... what the fuck happened to him? Like, he seemed like he was such a big part of her life. Being there to steal the dog, being there to go get Johnny. And I also feel like there's no closure with that.
Yeah.
So why even have him in there? Why even give her, I'm so bad with relationships, but I'm great with animals.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe that's who Steve Gutenberg is to her, is just another lost animal that she needs to save. She's got a fucking savior complex.
That's deep, man. That's much deeper than I thought we were going to go with Short Circuit 2.
I honestly had no idea it was going to go in that direction until I started going in that direction. But what is with their relationship? Because then she's at the meetup and he's like, "Oh, we locked eyes. Oh, we were like," he used science terms to like explain their relationship, And then they start making out when Johnny Five starts laughing when they were like, oh my God, he's human. That's almost like a point where like, yes, they kiss, but then the camera zooms in and they look at each other and they're like, what are we doing?
Right.
Is this really happening?
Right.
And then all of a sudden now they're living on a 40-acre ranch in Montana.
Right.
Well, I do know in part 2 that they aren't in there, but there is a letter they send with Johnny to Benjamin. Because remember, I gave you that brief summary. Yeah. So they're not in the next one. They're just mentioned in the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, but it would have been it would have been a rad series to see what maybe further in the future it would have brought.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Agreed.
Johnny Five is such he's such a rad character. Look, I mean, visually they did such a great job.
I thought, I think this movie is better than you think it is, for sure. I mean,
it's no Mac and Me. Mac and Me is a total dog shit movie, and I would put that along that same category because it's around that era. But it's not that bad. No, it's not.
This might be one of few that we've done that I actually think is better than I expected it to be. I love the opening. You know, I'm all about switches and turning dials.
Oh,
and
dude,
fucking,
total Freddy Krueger moment.
Yeah.
Building the fucking glove.
Yeah.
Chucky being rebuilt at the factory.
Getting the threads and all that shit.
Yeah,
you got me. I'm hooked.
That was totally
I'm hooked
rad.
at that point. I'm watching the movie regardless.
Totally rad.
When he gets hit by the lightning, I love how the guy's just like, yeah, I'll get around to it.
I know, yeah.
I'll get around to it.
He acts like one of us at our job, where it's just like, this shit's not serious, but he works in a fucking robot lab.
$12 million robot.
Yeah, I'm sure this dude's pulling in maybe like $100,000 in 1986.
Well, not only that, he's like, disconnect him from the generator, but wouldn't you just get them indoors
right
once
away?
You knew?
Yeah, no, they moved all the humans in first. Fuck the robots.
And then after he gets hit by the lightning, the other guy's like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Five, you piece of shit.
God, I'd hate to see that guy managing a daycare. Yeah, your kid keeps shitting, so I had to fucking kick it.
That part with her boyfriend going to the place, that was really funny. I mean, just the fact that he was blocking all those bullets with that hubcap or whatever it was, and then he just ends up hitting them with that pipe.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe his reflexes aren't as good.
I was certain Johnny was gonna fucking grab it and his eyes were gonna go red and he's gonna be like, leave Stephanie alone.
Yeah.
Because I don't really remember this movie. I knew the premise. That was the other thing I was gonna say about the length of time. I knew the premise, but when I'm like, okay, that just sounds like it should only be like an hour long.
Yeah.
What are they going to do to fill in that rest of that fucking time? Oh, I get it. Have some white guy play an Indian guy who doesn't know words. And he keeps like, oh, I don't, what does he say? There might be girls there in their brasiers and legs. I hated this fucking character. And I just hate it so much.
Yeah.
And it takes me out of how great this movie could be. Like, why did they have to make him Indian? Why couldn't they have just made him British? There's nothing wrong with an American doing a British accent or vice versa. But when you have to change your whole appearance to play that character.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh no.
This
is no fucking Lethal Weapon 5.
That's true. But think about things like Tropic Thunder.
That's the joke, though. That was the joke. This is not a joke. There wasn't like, oh, it was me the whole time, the white guy. Ah.
I mean, I guess.
No, Tropic Thunder was 100% a joke, and that was going to lead me to my point of he made an apology for that character, but this movie is so under the radar, nobody gives a shit. It's almost like because everyone was jumping down the throat on all the, Lethal Weapon 5 and the Office episode and so many others that used blackface, but nobody was giving a shit about this movie. And Fisher Stevens was like, well, I'm sorry, I did it. And everyone's like, we don't care.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how many fucking times did you see the other stuff in the news?
Right.
Still.
Yeah.
But you never see this. So it's like this movie, nobody gives a shit about this movie. Like Soul Man, for example.
Soul Man, yeah.
That dude did. See, Thomas Howell did blackface for a fucking scholarship, so stealing it from an African American person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. That's how I feel about this fucking movie. It loses so much because of that for me, especially now. I always remembered who it was. You know who Fisher Stevens is, right?
I can't name anything else he's been in.
Hackers? You ever see Hackers?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hackers was good.
So he's the bad guy in Hackers.
Been a while.
Very white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not white at all in this movie.
No.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
And they carried on in part 2.
Oh, yeah.
You think they would have just been like, okay, guys, we made a mistake. We're just going to rewrite him, but he's going to be English.
Yeah.
No, fuck no. They fucking carried it on.
I mean, it just wasn't even something that was thought about back then, I don't think. I doubt there was some uproar when this movie came out.
Oh, no, I'm sure there wasn't because it was like the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, why would you even bother writing that character to play that role? And was that his choice to go in that direction? Right. Only Indian people are really good at robots, so I'm going to go this route. I don't think so. I feel like they wrote it for that, and because maybe they wanted it to be Indian, and there wasn't an Indian type of famous actor. I mean, he really wasn't famous in the 80s.
Yeah, when did this come out?
1986.
86.
Yeah.
Robots. When he's in her place, destroying all his shit.
Yeah. Fruits. Yeah. How fucking annoyed would you be?
I feel like the movie had a nice pace. I'll give it that. it was ridiculous, but it had a nice pace, and there was a good number of moments that made me laugh, or at least go like, that's fucking stupid.
I would have enjoyed it so much more if they removed that military aspect.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
What would you rather?
No. I mean, like selling the robots to the military. Very, like that's a way to introduce these machines and the change in Johnny Five and how he becomes self-aware. Yeah. I'm talking about the fucking private military that Nova had. It was so fucking comical. Yeah. Like the dude telling the anecdote to Benjamin in the car when Johnny Five's like fucking using his old Italian man eyebrows to pick up the fucking wrench.
Yeah.
Like that shit was stupid. I mean, Johnny Five's escape wasn't, but like these bumbling idiots, like beep, 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 like when they get out of their fucking weird ass little cars.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get going to retrieve Johnny Five and planning to use force because he's dangerous, but you don't know how dangerous because you haven't heard shit since he's escaped.
Right.
Be subtle about it. No fucking run through town in a fucking tank.
Yeah.
That's the absurd. Like, that's what I mean. Mannequin humor. It's just so fucking absurd.
Yeah.
When it's already absurd with a robot being human.
Right.
So why go that other fucking route? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, this still could have been a comedy sci-fi, but they didn't need to put like fucking army dudes running down a hallway and slipping on oil, and I mean, that didn't happen, but to that level of fucking
absurdity.
Stupidity. Yeah.
Right.
So Johnny Five eats a fucking banana, throws it in the back of the van, and it fucking one of the tanks fucking spins out and wrecks. It's that type of stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was rad when he shot the tree down and he yelled, "Stephanie, step on it!" so they could get past it. I mean, there were so many rad elements, but absurd. And then the fucking like, fuck the Russians in this fucking movie. Like, that's like the 80s bad guy was always the Russians.
Yeah.
The red star on the van.
Yeah. It worked. It worked.
Dude, they're just like fucking anything in the 80s that they wanted to have the military involved in was fuck Russia.
Yeah.
Which is today still fuck Russia. But like, it's just so funny.
Hey, speaking of the military aspect, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the third installment of the Not Quite Human trilogy, which is still not quite human, leans in that direction. And I haven't told you yet, I just ordered Not Quite Human Part 2 on VHS.
Oh,
so
man.
we have that to look forward to. We might end up, the only copy I've found of the first one available right now is $999 sealed. We might have to watch that in parts on YouTube and then watch the second one.
Holy shit.
And make that a thing. But I got that coming to us. And it's in the same realm, of Short Circuit. Really.
Short Circuit absurdity?
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think I've said all I wanted to say about that movie.
About Short Circuit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, okay, the guy who played Schroeder, whatever his name is, I mentioned earlier, Police Academy. He was Harris in Police Academy. For some reason, he wasn't in 2 and 3. And then he comes back in 4 because he got replaced by Mauser. I fucking loved him in Police Academy. I loved him in Mannequin because that's what those movies were. But they were just mashing this in, and it's such a bummer because I really loved him yelling like that fart robot's turning my ass red or whatever. Remember when I repeated that shit to you, and when he's arguing about we need a Huey, and he's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "A helicopter." And then Howard's like, "I thought it was a chopper." And he's like, "No, it's a Huey." And he's like, "Wish someone would tell me when we changed the names.
Why wasn't I informed of this?"
So fucking funny. There were funny moments, but again, separate fucking movies.
Dude, when he's got the gun.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
you're
right.
Yeah, I'm just bluffing.
You're right. Just thought I'd pull a gun out.
Yeah.
See what happened.
Yeah, there was some really funny good
so
stuff.
then he stands in front of it, and they back up, and this truck's so big, and he backs up, I don't know, maybe 10 feet, and then he's able to get around him. He couldn't shimmy back and forth.
No, because he's
Stay in
bluffing. He's
front of the
bluffing.
truck.
He's like,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
going to
know.
fucking go that
I
effort.
know.
Okay, you could just get out of here. But listen how cordial he was when he was talking to him on the CB radio. Crosby,
Yeah.
bring my truck back. He's like, he didn't even give a shit. It's almost like you were like expecting him to be like, yeah, get out of here. Go save him. You know, even Gutenberg said that. There was a time when you would have done that. And he's like, well, times have changed. I'm more about money now.
Right.
Fuck. Almost like social commentary in this movie.
I did
they
like
went
Crosby.
really deep.
I did. I liked Gutenberg's
Newton Crombie.
character.
Oh, I did too.
For sure.
I totally did too.
He's super cool. And there's actually, aside from Police Academy 2, which we need to do at some point,
Yeah,
there's
for
another Gutenberg
First
sequel.
Assignment.
No, not what I'm thinking of.
No, it's the name of Police Academy 2.
Oh, okay. What can you guess? Which other
Flipper.
Gutenberg, was he in Flipper too?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
well,
I'm guessing, so you tell me.
it's no is the answer to that. But 3 Men and a Little Lady. I'm surprised you didn't get it.
Oh shit! I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think his character's name was Michael or whatever. He was the artist.
Yeah.
You know, Leonard Nimoy directed that movie.
No, I
the
didn't
first
know
one.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, the first one.
yeah. I'm fucking down. I love those movies. Those movies were so funny. They were so good. And I watched 3 Men and a Little Baby. What year is it? Maybe
3 Men and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched that movie maybe like 10 years ago almost.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, it's not fresh. I mean, 10 years, Jesus Christ. But it's still, I still enjoyed it. So I know I'll enjoy it again. But 3 Men and a Little Lady, that whole fucking concept of like the mom, Mary, and all that fucking crazy shit. I don't know how I feel about this grown up baby.
I think it's been 25 years since I've seen either one of those movies.
Yeah, I feel like 3 Men and a Little Lady was something we watched at school on a rainy day or something. Maybe only saw it once.
Yeah. Short Circuit 2.
All right, let's watch Short Circuit 2. I'm done bitching about this first movie. Let's bitch about the second one.
Wait,
later.
what
What?
would you give the first?
6.
6?
No, I didn't hate
Yeah,
it. I
okay.
didn't really hate it. Like I
right.
said, it was still really good, but it could have been so much better.
I give it a 6 too.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh shit, that's recording. I'm going to leave that in because that helps explain how we feel about Short Circuit 2 and maybe why there's an understanding that there weren't more Short Circuit movies.
I think I understand now. 1989, isn't that the same year that Batman came out?
Yes.
Yes.
Batman 89.
So they could have been in the theaters at the exact same time.
Or the fact that this fucking movie sucked could have been a reason why it didn't do so well.
It
I mean, after all these years and it's at 54%.
just way higher than you would expect. Way
Totally,
higher than I would give it.
I'm going to go as low and say, I would say 25.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's funny because I was saying, is it a 2? Is it a 3? It's definitely not a 4.
No. And go ahead.
Oh, I think I'm resting at a 3.
The only thing that saved this movie was Johnny Five.
And just barely, really.
Just barely.
Even the dialogue they gave him sucked.
Everything around him is what sucked. It's kind of unfortunate. Like the Benjamin and Sandy relationship. Why did that have to be there? He's only been in New York for 2 days? Is this the first woman that has talked to him and now he's in love with her and now he has to have that bummed out, heartfelt conversation with Johnny? Like, why does that have to be part of the story? Michael McKean, yes. Swarm his way in there. He's a salesman, blah, blah, blah. The bank robbers did not need to be there at all. You know what could have happened is something happened. Oh, okay, here you go. Michael McKean goes off to sell him to that robots company, right? Mm-hmm. There's your conflict. You don't need bank robbers.
No.
You don't need bank robbers. Johnny Five ran away. Steve Gutenberg and Ali Sheedy come back and they're like, what the fuck, Benjamin? We gave you this guy under the pretense that you would take care of him. and now he's off running on alone. Fuck the relationship.
Yeah,
that should have been the story of Johnny getting lost and then learning more about himself, and even that would even make him becoming a citizen hit harder.
Yeah.
Not this fucking bank robber. This went from Mannequin to That Darn Cat type of bullshit comedy.
Right.
Still with Mannequin.
And then does he just not go back home? Or what?
Yeah, and he's all over the news, and is Newton and Stephanie like totally cool? Like, oh, you got him destroyed twice?
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, like you would even offer him up. Like Crosby and Stephanie were like, oh, like how close in contact are they keeping? To where they're like, oh, we know you're going through some trouble manufacturing these mini versions of J5.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to send them to you.
And how soon did they send it? When was the correspondence? Like, hey, oh, things are going great. He's like, I'm going to subtly ask. It could be better if I had somebody to help me make these toys. And then they're like, oh, we're going to spend all this money to cargo ship fucking Johnny Five to your front door.
Right. What a piece of shit.
This movie was so terrible.
What a piece of
I mean,
shit.
I started out being like, oh, maybe it's not as bad as I remember.
You did say that.
Oh, I forgot how long hour and 50 minutes felt with this
and
movie.
I knew it was a mistake when you said it because it was about 5 minutes in, maybe 10 minutes in. I'm like, oh, boy, you're jumping the gun quick on Short Circuit 2.
I totally am. I mean, again, like I said, though, the Johnny Five moments were the best parts.
I guess, man. But yeah, 54%. My God.
That's about it. Like, I really don't even. I don't even think there's anything else more to discuss about this movie.
There's nothing redeeming about it. And why, when you have a robot, why are we getting
Robit, please.
Sorry, a robot. Why in the first one do we get him with the parachute, and this one we get him with the fucking hang glider?
Yeah, because he's a hippie now. He's hippie.
Do we really need another one of those scenes? Was that something we had to carry over?
In case you can't remember, he can do extreme sports.
Yeah,
he's versatile. I like the look with the bandana and the cowboy hat. He's coming from Utah, and then
I hate that shit.
And then transitioned into the gangster, all tagged out and wearing the leather. Oh, this movie was so dumb.
That's my review right there. Thanks for saying it.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It's seriously so bad. Michael McKean was great, though. I mean, he's Michael McKean. He's classic. I love that he gave him his shirt sleeve. They definitely emphasized how much he loved that shirt, though, with how many times he mentioned it.
Oh, the silkworm.
Yeah, I mean, still, like, Johnny Five in a character in itself is good. It's great. They just keep building a shit world around him.
Yeah. I mean, he's great as a character. He wasn't that great in this movie.
He was the same. He was awesome. He was funny, and
I don't know if he was the same, but it's a good character.
I mean, the Home Alone trap he set, that was pretty awesome. What if they did like a Short Circuit remake?
I'd be down for that.
They could do it. And
Yeah.
It would be rad. The robotics on that was still really good for 1989.
Well, and actually, something I was going to mention earlier. I'd love to see the behind the scenes on this stuff because
good luck finding the DVD.
I wasn't
that.
paying much attention during this movie, believe it or not. But in the first one, it is fun to think about how many of those scenes was just like somebody with hands small enough to fit inside of this.
No, those are real robot hands
to do all those different shots. It's
a real robot.
It's
Robot.
Interesting filmmaking to have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when movies used to come out and they had that like the you broke the seal to open it on the DVD, like there was like the big case, and then there was the one that had like the flap in the front, and the ones that had the flap in the front were like the cheap bullshit.
Right.
That's what Short Circuit 2 would come in. And the first one comes in the normal one that has like the clasps on the side to protect it, like it's some tome.
Yeah.
But the other one's just a piece of shit one.
No, this would come in one of those real thin, flimsy ones that you used to get of old movies that nobody gives a shit about anymore, that have like a 5-pack of,
And they crack so easily.
yeah, something stupid.
Yeah. This one comes in a 12-pack with other movies, and it's only $3.96 at Big Lots. I bet you if we went to Big Lots, we'd find it on the
You
DVD
think?
rack.
You
Probably, yeah. For like $20 though.
Big Lots, they still have quite the selection.
Big
of
Lots
DVDs.
does have some good movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't say this is good, but I'm just saying they do have movies. I mean, it's been a while since I've been there.
Listen to us. We're talking about Big Lots.
That's how good
What does
Short
that say?
Circuit.
What does that say about Short Circuit?
I don't
2?
want to talk
I don't
about
even remember how we got on Big Lots.
because that's where you find shit movies.
Oh, right.
But
Right.
like this movie was so fucking terrible. The premise, everything was so terrible. It was a classic cliche sequel of the late 90s or 80s.
Really bad. I'm so excited though, man. I am so excited for you to watch Not Quite Human. You would not believe. And here's what I'm proposing.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm proposing.
What?
Next week, A Christmas Story should be out, yes?
I hope so.
So that's a
yeah.
must.
Yeah.
We got to do that. The Not Quite Human.
Not quite
give
human.
Then I'll give your pick between Gremlins 2.
Oh, I remember this movie. I never saw it, but I remember this movie.
ya?
It's fucking Alan Thicke.
Yeah, Alan Thicke.
Yeah. And who's the guy? Chip Carson. What was he in?
Jay Underwood. He was
Bug and Uncle Buck. He was in the Fantastic Four TV movie that never got released.
The Boy That Could Fly or some shit like that.
Yes, that's what I know him from. What else is he in? The Boy Who Could Fly, yep. ABC After School specials. Oh, The Invisible Kid. I remember that movie.
All pale in comparison to Not Quite Human.
No. Okay. Isn't it on Disney Plus? It's a Disney movie.
No, never released on DVD.
Really?
Never released. And
And-
they did a trilogy. And my brother and I were talking. This is one of those movies that tended to come on when you got that Disney free preview. So it's like a week free
Oh,
of
yeah,
Disney, the
yeah.
wonderful world of Disney.
Yeah.
And Not Quite Human would always come on, but it's still weird that they never released it on DVD, or even when Alan Thicke died, he never.
Oh, what?
You know.
The Criterion Collection
Yeah,
of Alan
fuck
Thicke.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Criterion Collection.
They're like, oh shit, famed fucking actor from fucking what's that
What was
show
it? Oh,
with
I'm gonna get
Growing
it first.
Pains?
Fuck!
Growing Pains.
God, I hate that you're better. I hate that you're better with that than I am.
What, you were gonna try to get Growing Pains in before I was?
I was.
Good luck,
I was
buddy.
thinking Step by
Good
Step.
luck. Well, you know, I'm a Kirk Cameron fan, so
Oh.
I know his body of work really well.
Growing Pains wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't
At the
bad.
time, no, it wasn't. It was
No.
good. I definitely watched it when there was nothing on.
Anything to not talk about Short Circuit 2, I suppose. What else do we have to say?
The person who did the voice of Johnny Five did the voice of the pug from Men in Black movies.
Oh, no kidding. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's it. That's the rest I have.
Yeah.
I thought his punk rock look was fun. I love seeing anything with Radio Shack. That really makes me happy.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper, the first one.
Oh, yeah,
Radio
yeah.
Shack, this one.
Yeah, McDonald's reference in this one. They had some pretty heavy sponsorship.
Yeah, clearly.
Time frame from when they caught the bank caught the bank robbers to when they started Input Inc. What is that? A week?
I'm guessing. They made it seem like it. You wouldn't think it was any less than a year.
I would have assumed 6 months.
Yeah.
I would have assumed 6 months, but
I mean, he was looking pretty sharp.
gold plated.
Better than I want him to look.
You know, it's awesome. I've been playing so much Call of Duty, and there's a lot of challenges with weapons, and one of them is getting 8 of the specific type to be gold camouflage to move on to the next color. And when I saw him, I was like, God, I can't wait to get home to play Call of Duty.
Oh, goodness. Well, we do have to do the trailer reaction for John Wick. So
Oh, God damn it.
let's get on that, you motherfucker.
All right, so what's the IMDb rating for Short Circuit 2?
What was the Rotten Tomatoes?
52? 54 or something? That was
Okay.
Flickster, by the
I'm
way.
going to go with 6.5.
That's generous. 5.7.
Hmm.
For that long.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know anyone who would give it that much. And I'm looking into other people. Like, what was Sandra in?
Any 10 stars?
Looks like she does a lot of Christmas movies. Any 10 stars? Yeah, that's what I'm about to read. Let me get in there for a minute. God damn it.
You want to move this
Way
along?
more than you thought, my friend. All right, here is 10 with a bullet. A very touching movie. Chad, did you find it to be touching?
No.
Whoever wrote this the day before my birthday, too. I thought this was a very touching movie. Johnny Five is a very sympathetic character with real human-like qualities. I enjoyed the romantic angle, and I could identify with all the characters. Wow, could you imagine identifying with a single character in this movie, including Oscar, the sweaty pig man who works at the bank who's trying to rob the bank? I really relate to his struggles. I bought this video for my mother, and she loved it. Overall, I think this is a very underrated movie, and I think this is an instance where the sequel is better than the original. Remember, it's fantasy. It's good escapism. I never wanted to escape the movie I was watching so bad.
Yeah. Don't compare this to the original.
Like, I really hope 43 out of 53 people found that helpful. First movie I ever taped from TV. This is a long one. Not a very long
See,
one.
now this is solely nostalgia for him.
Peanut is mint. That's the username. I have just finished rewatching this pillar of my youth and was reminded of what a family classic this really is. The sequel to Short Circuit is an improvement on the first film. If only for the inclusion of then beautiful. What about her now? Cynthia Gibb as Sandy Banatoni, whom I had a huge crush on when I first saw the film at the age of around 8. But there are hundreds more memorable moments from the film which came flooding back to me as I watched, much to the annoyance of my housemates. Could you imagine being this person's roommate and all they want to do is watch Short Circuit 2? Do you want to watch Dancing with the Stars? No! Anything but that. Short Circuit 2.
Unrecorded VHS.
Yeah. It's 2004. They put the DVD in. No. Well, I mean, people were still watching VHS. Great film. Maybe not in a Pulp Fiction Donnie Darko sort of way, but great in a Bill and Ted Flight of the Navigator way. That is a testament of my youth and will be shown to my kids when I eventually have some. Maybe if you stop watching Short Circuit 2. P.S. Anyone notice a small similarity between Cynthia Gibb in this film and young Potter star Emma Watson? Weird. No, but that's, I mean, I really hope this person has kids and that they showed them Short Circuit 2. I mean, maybe not give it a 10, though. Maybe understand that your nostalgia is just putting you too high up there.
Yeah.
One of the best. This brings back memories from my childhood. I used to watch this movie when I was a little kid, and I loved it. Johnny Five is so cool with a K. And Ben is funny. This is a great movie for the family, especially for kids. Probably the best family movie out there and probably better than the first Short Circuit. That's a lot of people are saying that.
My kids would think this is stupid as fuck.
And they would say those exact words, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read a 1 star. Oh, this one is a long one, and it's the only one on here. Only written one. 1 star. Shocked by the racist content. My boyfriend and I decided to watch some nostalgic movies from our childhood and came across this movie. Neither one of us remembered it, so thought it would be fun to watch. 5 minutes into this movie, and I was totally shocked and disgusted by the dialogue used. The white actor playing an Indian man made me cringe and feel uncomfortable. Did the 80s not have any Indian actors around? Then the most disgusting comment was said, "Hey, why don't you go back on your banana boat?" What are you implying? I don't come here on bananas. What did he say? I don't remember what he said. Seriously, Hollywood movies actually thought it was okay to have scripts that contained this racist and derogatory language. I'm mixed race, Indian and white, and found the content highly offensive. Movies like this need to be taken off streaming platforms immediately. I don't disagree about the use, but like at the same time, it's not like they're going to make it again. It's not like they're going to fucking put this kind of... They're not going to remake Short Circuit, and they're going to remake it with the white dude playing an Indian dude. Yeah, for sure. But this is 1980. You can't go back in time and fix that shit. It exists.
Yeah, I don't disagree that it's not wrong, because it is. But to remove things from streaming platforms, when it, like you said, it came out when it did.
Yeah.
It came out in 1989.
Yeah. It's fucking bullshit, and I'll bitch about it.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I mean, put it on fucking Tubi where no one's going to watch it. Put fucking 15 minutes of commercials in between it. God, could you imagine, dude? Could you imagine? Holy shit. I mean, save people the money from having to rent this.
Yeah.
And this should have been one that how will we find out of a sequel we will never watch? Because this should have been one of them.
Really should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really should have been. So that means we need to hire interns to find us movie sequels to never watch. Or maybe we can use some sequel fans. Give us some movie sequels that you hate, that you don't think that we should watch, for a new segment we're going to do on TikTok called
Gone in Sequel Seconds.
And we're going to rant about a movie we're never going to watch. We're just going to read about it, and then we'll rant about it for a minute.
Yeah. Just 1 minute.
Just one minute.
One literal minute.
Gone in Sequel Seconds. Chad came up with that. Fucking brilliant.
We came up with it.
It was. We did spitball it together.
Yes.
Yeah. We workshopped that shit. And it did turn out pretty well. I love it. So yeah, email us at sequilibriumpodcast@gmail.com. Movie sequels we should not watch that we may not know about. Fucking Short Circuit 2 should have been one of them. Mm-hmm. That would have been. There's a great example.
Yeah,
I would love to go another lifetime with not watching this movie.
What a twist, you know? Email us with movies you don't want us to watch.
Right?
And we won't watch them.
And then we'll do it on a different platform for
but
you.
We'll give our opinion anyway because we're fucking Americans and that's what we do.
Yeah, we got our American citizenship just like Johnny 5. And then, at Sequilibrium Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. So, yeah. You got anything?
I don't think so.
Fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Johnny 5.
Mm-hmm.